Let's start with the lead scoring Q&A session. The first and most upvoted question is which CRMs are good for lead scoring. So we already started answering that question a little bit. My favorite one by far is ActiveCampaign. I also very much like the scoring setup that HubSpot is providing. I think that even in the free version of HubSpot, in the HubSpot CRM, that the lead scoring is included and is free. So check that out. That is very interesting. And another one I liked using was the Agile CRM and the lead scoring that was implemented there. So these are fine. Ones I would stay away from for lead scoring is probably MailChimp. If you do some magic, it still works, but it's a hassle. I think that answers the question, and I would like everybody to keep on suggesting more CRMs, especially on Discord. This is the place where we can discuss, where you can give your own input to this. And what kind of CRMs do you have a lot of success with? Yeah, you heard my opinion on this. Does lead scoring only make sense for B2B or also for B2C business? I don't even think anymore about B2C and B2B. It's because the marketing approach has become so similar, and it's, for me, in my mind, it's just about customer lifetime value. Above a certain threshold of potential revenue from your average customer, you can just act like a B2B business. Let's say you have we did this example already. Like you have a fitness training thing going on, and people are paying you 200 euro per month, and they usually stay around for 6 months. So you have a customer lifetime value of 1,200 euro. You don't need them to check out online. You can talk to them on the phone. You can do a presentation. You can do a free training session because you have a high customer lifetime value. On the other hand, if you're a B2B business selling a software as a service for 9 euro per month, you can't have anybody on the phone. You can barely afford customer support. So I don't think about B2B, B2C. I think about high customer lifetime value. And yes, this is where lead scoring is the best. Low customer lifetime value, and it's simple overkill. With low customer lifetime value, you just want to go straight for the sale. It works or it doesn't. There are enough customers to be had otherwise. Yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Cool. So does it make sense to use multiple scores? I get that in practice quite often. Yeah, should we have a product fit score and should we have an interest score? And yes, it is absolutely valid to for example, keep those two separate and not to put them into a single score. As you saw, I have 5 scores that I track, but I have one main lead score, which is the one where I do all the automations through. But in sales, I like to look at the other ones. I like to look at their event activity separate from their other email activity. I want to really get a feeling, where did the lead score come from? And I can see that if I have multiple scores. So I'm a fan. I would just start with 1 score. 5 more questions. Keep on adding them. How often do you recommend to review the lead scoring system? Yes, in the beginning, definitely more frequent. I decide on a scale. I usually end up deciding on the 0 to 100 scale for customer and the beyond 100 for customer loyalty, from lead to customer, customer to customer loyalty. As long as people are really well spread and that the number 80 correlates really with a high quality lead and a low score 20 with a low quality leads, then I'm fine and I'm not changing anything. This is where I want to talk to my salespeople. Lead scoring is usually managed by the marketing folks. And I want to regularly talk to the salespeople, and I want to observe after people have become customers and maybe have stayed customers for several months, how did the lead score predict that success? And that is at the end the system that you want, a predictive system that scores the lead based on behavior very early in the customer journey. We actually did a meetup with the guys from Quintly about that, with Alex and Frederick Peininger, two founder friends here from Cologne. And in that meetup, we talked about predictive modeling and machine learning on how you can use that behavior and the sales information you have over time. And I think this is like the most awesome way to implement lead scoring. What I showed you today is the typical way to do it. It's automated, but it's not predictive yet. Yeah, but we want to get there. Should the score only reflect probability that a lead becomes a customer? Why not the worth of the potential customer? Awesome. That is excellent. At the end, I think it should predict customer lifetime value, and which is the worth of the potential customer. Probability times customer lifetime value. That would be the perfect lead score for me. So definitely it's a yes, but on both. It's not an either or. Could you please give an example of a lead from a simple list to a 75% score? Like a walkthrough of a customer and how how he's contacted. And how he interacts. Perfect. Okay, a concrete example from the Pirate Skills world is a person sees my videos on YouTube. Maybe lands on the website, he gets retargeted on Facebook and Instagram, sees that I have an event coming up. He visits the event page and already gets a couple of points, let's say 3 points for visiting the event page. Now this person registers an Eventbrite ticket and therefore gets another 20 points, and now is at 23. So then this person, this lead is now in the database if they want to. If they choose not to, they're not saved. But let's say they are inside. Now they get an email with reminders of the meetup, and they open the meetup and they actually click on the meetup to get some more information or to maybe download the slides after the meetup. That gives them another 10 points, which lands them at 33. So now this person really thinks this meetup was awesome. They have a problem that they think I can help them to work together. They see another retargeting ad and they go to my workshop landing page. That earns them another 7 points, so we got them at 40. Now he scrolls down and he schedules a call with me. They are interested, they want to talk about if the workshops and the coaching program is a good fit. And just by getting in touch to get that appointment, they get another 30 to 40 points depending on the product that they are mainly interested in, and now they end up at 60 to 70. So an extreme high probability of them to convert compared to anybody who didn't do those steps. Yeah, and if you even go one step back, the probability is a lot lower, especially if you consider like that there could be 100 people who went through this kind of journey. So that would be a concrete example. So in this case, they actually approached me. They contacted me through the landing page. I can maybe even try to show you how this would work. Let's risk that. So this is the Pirate Skills landing page. And people are scrolling down, usually end up through here, through the navigation. You watch the video, you see this, and now you schedule a call. Yeah, or you download a PDF overview, you send me a message. That earns you a lot of points, because here there are prices, they're very transparent. I don't like hiding my prices. It's just a point of view of mine. Please, you don't have to copy that at all. I just want people to know what they're getting into. And then they can schedule a call through Calendly. So that is one approach. But let's say they just sent me a message and nothing happened after a while, or this call bounced. Then they will still be in my CRM, and And I will contact that person after a certain number of times through email, through LinkedIn, or through the phone. Or my business partner, Matti, will do that. So I always prefer the inbound version, of course, as anybody would. People getting in touch with me. But when I see that there's a good fit and I would really love to work with them, I will definitely hunt them in a good way. Yeah. And try to work with them proactively. How much money should I spend on a solid CRM? It very, very much depends on the number of leads that you have in your system, and that very often decides which CRM you can choose. But let's stay reasonable with 1,000 people in your list, or we can reasonably say in the next year you will get 1,000 people into your lead pipeline. Yeah, so that is my growth, like about 1,000 people per year is my CRM growth. So the money I spend at the moment for 3,000 people is about 140 euro per month. And I think even in the beginning, being willing to pay 50 to 100 euro for the CRM, especially in B2B, where every single person that you close is going to pay for the CRM for the next couple of years. Yeah, you should just not make the price point a big thing. Yeah, so 50 to 100 euro is a good starting point. You get most CRMs at this point. Just surf around, definitely take a look at ActiveCampaign. That's what you should spend on it. Do you handle your deals as well in ActiveCampaign, or do you use another software suite for that? No, I love the deal flow and pipeline in ActiveCampaign. That's one of the major reasons why I respect them so much. They understand email automation and sales, and usually those suites can only do one thing good. They even have management for multiple salespeople, where you need to do like a round robin system where the incoming leads that get a 75 score and now get sent to the salespeople gets first to salesperson A, B, C, and then around again and around. So I try to have everything in ActiveCampaign. For example, if you don't want to do that, if you go for a MailChimp for email and a Pipedrive for your CRM, wonderful, works as well. In how far do you let leads know how high their score is? If they ask me, I tell them. Yeah, you can write me a message or send me a comment and ask me like, hey Ben, what's my lead score? I will tell you. But there's usually no reason to talk about it. It's a number. It's a practical but fictional system, and I don't have discussion points there. During the workshop I did before this meetup, I actually discussed with 2 customers their lead score. It was 145 for both of them. Yeah, so that was fun to see that this actually works, that customers have a score beyond 100. Let me just answer this last question, how I understand it. How am I going to measure the return effectively? I'm going to decide to answer this. What if a customer really becomes a customer? How do I know that the lead score matches the deal size and the return in the sense of revenue? Usually I create a deal for the leads after they reach a certain lead score. Let's say they reach a 60, I create a deal, they're interested in the workshop, and there is a value, 3,000 euro, attached to that deal. If that deal goes through, I now know that at least in one case, with a lead score of such and such, they are X%, they have X% probability to have a revenue of 3,000 euro. Yeah. And you can even, I've seen lead systems that are trying to predict money, that are not going for this percentage thing, but for actual euros and dollars, which I thought was really fun. So attach a deal to a lead, see how that lead deal actually converts to revenue, and your salespeople or yourself, you're going to handle that deal in the same system preferably. And then you will very quickly, like after 10 sales, see if your lead scores have anything to do with the revenue that comes out at the end. That's it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for showing up, for learning about scoring leads like a pirate. Bye bye, everybody.